What's going on YouTube? As always, my name is Kevin or Kevster. Welcome back to Modern Warfare 3. Now, ranked play is out. At least by the time you're watching this, it should be out today. At the time of me recording this, it got delayed today. Hopefully it comes out tomorrow. I'm gonna release this tomorrow. But in general, this is my ultimate ranked play video. Everything you need to know between map callouts, hardpoint locations, class ups for the AR and the SMG in this game. You're gonna know everything in this video. So without further ado, let's get right into the gameplay. Let's get right into the premise of the video. And our first map is gonna be Skidrow. All right, ladies and gents, we're on Skidrow. Right off the bat here, this is P5. The call out for this is P5, honestly. That's what we call it, P5. Top crates, top blue or top red crate, you know. Tickets, this area right here is called tickets. Dumpster, you know, ticket dumpster, or whatever, call it dumpster. People are gonna know. Dumpster cubby or dumpster corner, I guess, right here. You'll call this. You call this front crates, front blue crate, because people like to, for some reason, and it pisses me off. Someone likes to get right here and shoot, or he likes to get up here and shoot right here. It's annoying, but that's one of the spots right there. Front crates. So moving along, this is P2 right here. This is point P2. So bottom P2 we call this. Top P2. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. Back 16. So if you're like back, at least 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, back gets to 12. It's 12, not 16. We call it back 16 though. It's someone because like people like to push up on the P2 hop up. So that's like I said, we call this P2 hop up. So yes, this is back 16. Some people like to say back dumpster, like 16 dumpster, you know, or white car, things like that. We'll call that out. That is garage. That is right here is dark, or you call it secret. Moving along over here, this is going to be tunnel. Obviously, it's pretty self-explanatory. Tunnel. This is called zigs or god steps, or whatever you guys want to call it. I used to call this dubs, but we just overall as we played more CMGs, we just called it zigs. We call this short tunnel, or he's hitting your short, you know, or front P4. This is P4, by the way. We call this kitchen. We call this strip corner. We call this barber shop, back barber. Moving along over here, we call this back barber as well. This is a little dumpster pit. We call this a dumpster pit because you can watch the cross right down here. You're playing S&D or something. Back up here, we call this apps. Right up here, we call this apps, top apps. Yo, he's sitting easy. He's watching your top apps, watching your cross. Right here as well, we call this playground. Down there is DVDs. Up there is fire. We'll get to those in a second here. So we don't really have a call out for this. We just call it like app steps. You know, I don't know. We call this back alley. All this we call this back alley. This is laundry. Laundry right over here. This is also B-bomb, I believe. There's A-bombs up there. Moving along, we call this back graffiti. You know, back graffiti. Oh, he's back graffiti, or he's back laundry. He's in your back laundry. So we'll look back over here like this. You know what I'm saying? This is P3 right over here. P3. We call this mid steps, or P3 mid, or P3 doubles, whatever you want to call it, or we call it dubs. We call this dubs or double doors. Yo, he's hitting your mid double doors. You know, we'll call that out. Right over here is gonna be front graffiti. Like I said, you can watch front graffiti. You can watch garage right there, which connects to the other side. We can watch ticket from right here. You can also watch money hop up. So if you're playing S&D, good little strats that I like to do in S&D. I like to rush up, you know, pull out my AR midway, slide cancel it, and I like to watch because people like to come through tickets and jump on money hop up right up there. That's money right there. And that's money hop up, or you call it plat hop up, whatever you want to call it. Moving along though, this is P3 again. Let's move on to the main building inside. So we call this top plat, you know, or water tower. You know, that's what we like to call it. That's what I call it. I call it top plat. Right over here, obviously, it's gonna be money hop up. This is the hop up to money, and this is money because all the money and all that. Is that money? Yeah, it's money. This is all the money, so we call this money. We call this TVs. Don't get it confused by DVDs right below us. So we call this room DVDs, or sorry, TVs. We call this L2. Yo, he's an L2, or he's an L2 steps. He's hitting your L2 steps. We call this long because this is the long steps, the long hall. Fire, bathroom, and that's basically the callouts for Skid Row. I'll see you guys on the next map. All right, we're on sub base. So right off the bat, we're gonna call this back useless. Because this is fucking back useless. There's no point being back here. I swear to God, there's no point being back here. We call this a hut. You know, we call this hut. We call this back crates. Same thing as usual as I said last time in the last video. Now, in this map and a lot of these maps I'm going to show you, they changed the rotations, they changed the locations of the hard points. So this used to be P3. It's no longer P3 anymore. You can call it sub. I'm going to call it sub, to be honest. This was a really nice point, to be honest, because you get up here and watch people on top 3. Anyways, this is no longer a point. So let's just move along from that. This is P2 right over here. This is P2 right here. You can call this back ramp or P2 ramp. Call this side steps because the side door is right there. Side steps. Call this P2 window because you know people like to watch P2 window. P2 hop up right here. So this is the hop up to P2. So P2 hop up. You call that catwalk. Moving along, we call this green room or green. Yo, he's in green. You know, this is green room. Those are green doors. Now, we call this maze now. Now, we call this, or for short, for the simplistic things of it, we call this, yo, he's hitting your M1, or he's hitting your P2 window, P2, you know, low window. He's hitting your M1, so this is M1. So maze 1, maze 2, and then right here is going to be maze 3. So M3, M1, or M2, M1. So we'll call that. Right down here used to be P4? P4. We don't use this anymore, but you call this tunnel, call that lockers, call this red, and call this back boxes or whatever. So these are just the call outs. I'm trying to get through everything real quick before we go over the hard points locations because they changed them. So right up here is top warehouse, bottom warehouse. You call this warehouse hop up. Up here is snow. All this around here is snow. It was top snow. Top comms, because it's like a comm room. So there's top comms, you know. Bottom comms right down here. Now, this is a ramp. You know, like the P1 ramp. This is Main Street. You call it Main right over here. All this is called as Main. And that's basically it for the callouts as far as I could personally remember. So let's get right into the locations of the P1s, the hard points. So this is P1 right over here. It's going to be P1. P2 is going to be right up here. I hope I can remember exactly what the points are. So this is P2. P3 is going to be all the way back over here. So, like I said, originally it was where Submarine is. And with this new update for ranked play, at the time of this recording, they changed it to right here. I think right here. Yeah, this is P3 right here. So a good little spot, since I kind of was testing it out earlier. You can watch right here. You can watch the tunnel. And literally, no one's going to be able to see you at all. They'll be too late because you'll be right there. Same way over here, too. No one's going to see you. They try to push into the point. They won't see you because you'll be right there. But they could go back here and get you on the flank because it's all connected. But yeah, that is going to be P3. Moving along. P4, it's going to be right over here, I believe. P4 is going to be right here. So it used to be back here, but now it's right here. So this is P4. Now P5, the last point in the game, I believe, don't quote me on this, I'm not 100% sure. I think it's still P5, right over here. It's back tank. I'm not sure if they changed it. I might need to clarify. If I do, if I was wrong, you'll see a little cut right now to where I'll correct myself. This should be P5. All right, we're on terminal. Like I said, they changed a lot of hardpoint locations, so let's do the callouts first, and we'll do the hardpoint locations. So this is top eskies, bottom eskies, right down here, which is also, just so you guys know, this is also P2. So I don't know, man. Top eskies, bottom eskies, or P2. Call it P2. This used to be P1, but you call this planters now, if you want to call it planters, you know. Burger, which is P4. Tables, call this tables right over here. Call it security back here, sorry. Statue, golf carts. Now this is P1, which this used to be P4, if I remember correctly. No, this used to be P5. This used to be P5. P5 right here. But yes, this is P1 now. So, like I said, it's gonna be rough because you spawn security right here. You'll be so close to P1, but you also want to get P2 right off the bat, and that's gonna be security. That's gonna be bottom 𝐥𝐤𝐬s, and that's where you spawn over there. So the good side of spawning should be over there, and in the end of the day, because you want P2. Anyways, we call this TVs. We call this back office. We call this reception desk. We call this dreams. This building is called dreams. Okay, we call this dreams. That's what it used to be called back in the day. We call this dreams. This used to be P3, but they changed it. Now P3 is right here. It is right here. Right here. So it goes even in right here too. So you can literally hold right here, have a guy right there hold watching your long, and then have another guy, if anything, someone in dreams watching the back right over here or something. I don't know. And one guy, obviously the guy right here getting time, still watching offices. So it's not a bad spot, but yeah, this is P3. Right over here used to be P4, but wait, P1. Sorry, P1, P2. This used to be P3. This used to be P3. P4 is burger. But okay, so basically P1 it's gonna be books. P2 is gonna be 𝐥𝐤𝐬s. P3 is gonna be right here. Okay. Now P4, we call that plane, by the way. Sorry. P4 is gonna be all the way in burger still. So P4 is gonna be burger. Now it extends all the way to over here, just so you guys know. It extends all of this. So you can literally be in a contest spot from P1, the OG P1, and literally hold a burger still. And it literally goes all the way back here too. It's pretty nice. I like it a lot actually. So that is P4, and then P5, where the original P3 used to be, right over here. P5 is now right here. So right along over here is gonna be P5. We call this red stacks. We call this blue stacks. We call that top AC. We call that, obviously, we call that long. Books, cockpit right in the front inside the plane. Plane, and then we call this back plane over here, or back tanker, you know. But that's basically the callouts, and that is terminal. So to run it right back, bottom 𝐥𝐤𝐬s or P2, you know, top 𝐥𝐤𝐬s, top planners, 𝐥𝐤 planners. To run it back, this is P1, this is P2, P3 is going to be right over there, P4 is going to be burger, which is going to be right over here, and then P5 is going to be, let me get on top of AC here, this is AC by the way again, P5 is going to be right there, so that is terminal. Alright, so for Karachi, this is Palace. This used to be P5, it's no longer P5 anymore, it's nothing to us now. You call this P5 hop up, but this is Palace. You don't have to worry about Palace anymore, to be honest, because if anything, we're probably just going to spawn here. We're not going to fight here. I doubt it. So just call this Palace from now on. There's no point in giving you guys callouts for this map, for this area. I guess for this right here, sandbags, you call it Top American because of the flag. Or it used to be a flag. We call it American though, Top American. Moving along though, right over here, we call this bridge. River bridge, or you know, bridge, fire truck. It's called this entire street called A Street or River. I call it River. Call it A Street though. This is going to be P3, I believe. I think this is P3. Don't hold me on it. I'm not 100% sure. I think this is P3 right here though. I believe so. Yes, this is P3. Sorry, I have like a little cheat sheet right next to me because I had to write down every hard point. I'm still learning them myself, boys. You know, I've only been doing this for 6 hours, so I'm learning them myself. This is P3 right here, though. P1 used to be here in cafe. We call this small, by the way. We call this cafe, obviously. We call this B-Dom, or now it's no longer called B-Dom. We call this P1. So right here is P1 right here. Call this P1 tank. P1. We call this right in here rugs. You know, he's in rugs for control. This is also a control map. Call this rugs. Call this laundry. Back here is going to be gas tank. Gas tank. You know. Right up here we call this P2 tank. Or mid tank. Top P2. Little jump up right there. So you guys know. A little jump up right there. It's a movement. We call this top blue. Even though it's green. Call it top blue. This is bottom blue. The reason why we call it blue is because of the blue doors and the blue outside. So bottom blue, top blue, you know. We call this DVDs. Call this red. Call this dark. Right here, this is dark. This is mid-cut, because you can watch the mid-cut right here. Basically, or you're watching over here, you can watch them go through mid-cut, you know? So we call this mid-cut. This is P2 right over here. You call this construction or cages, whatever you want. I call this cage. I call this orange forklift. P2. So a good tip for P2, you can lay right here. You'll literally get the P2 points. So yeah, this is P2. You call it info or ice cream. I call it ice cream. Me and my team, we call it ice cream. Half wall. Ice cream half wall. You know? Because you can watch into P2 right there. White SUV for mid. But this is also P4 now. So P4 used to be broken over there. I'll get to that right now. But this is called P4 now. It's call it courtyard, or park, whatever you want to call it. But this is P4 now. So P4 is right there. So P1, P2 is going to be over there, like I just showed you. P3 is going to be back there. P4 is going to be right here, and then P5 is going to be right next to blue, right along here. This is P5 right here. I think like right here. Don't hold me on it. This is P5. Now this used to be P4. We're still going to call it something though, because we can't call it nothing. We're going to call it B1. So broken one, because it's like a broken building. So B1 is what we're going to call it. Top B1, you know, back B1 alley, you know. Moving along with here, there's going to be broken number 2. So we call it B2. He's bottom B2, top B2. That's what we'll call it. Like I said, dark pillars, dark. This is all dark. Red, DVDs, bottom blue, top blue, rugs, cafe, P1, small's going to be inside cafe, what's right there. Laundry, back there is back laundry, we call it rugs. P3, gas tank, back tank, or back gas, sorry. Back gas. Back lots, you know? And that's basically Invasion. So I'll see you guys on the next map. Okay, we're on Karachi, which is our last map in this entire series that I'm doing here in this little video. So this used to be P5. This used to be P5 right off the bat, but we're gonna call this office because it's like an office. We're gonna call this office. Bus stop, bus, back diner. You know, I'll get your back diner. Dumpster hop up. This is also P2, just so you guys know. P2 right here. Back P2, he's in your back P2. You know, back diner, he's in your back diner. Dumpster hop. You know, you go up here. Dumpster hop. Right over here. You call this barrels. I call it barrels. Back useless is over there. It's fucking useless. Back useless. Right here, we're gonna call this B Street. Or you can call it P4. Yeah, this is P4 now. So P4 is gonna be right here, or B Street if you're playing S&D. B Street because B bomb is right there. So B Street's right here. Top church. Top satellite. So like I said, let's do the callouts first, and I'll do the points. I'm sorry. So right up here is gonna be top satellites. You know, top church. You know, he's hitting your top church. This okay. This used to be no, this used to be P4. This used to be P4 right here. But bottom church, top church. You know, this is Main Street right here. Main Street's right here. Dark Street's gonna be right here because it's dark. Dark Street, yellow car. Pillars. He's hitting your pillars. You know. Right along over here, it's gonna be top red or top fire. Top fire. Bottom fire. You know. Now over here we'll call it top red because it's red in here. He's hitting your top red. Top red window. Top bed. He's in bed. Back here is gonna be P5 or junk if you're playing S&D, but this is P5 or control. There's also a control map. This is control, hardpoint, and search. So yes, this is P5 or junk. He's back junk. This is P3 right over here. Now we're gonna call this mid. This is in your mid lane, mid street. This is P3 though. You know, P3, back P3 or back freezer right here. Back lot. Right over here is gonna be side lot. So moving on over here, we'll call this grass. Right down here, we're gonna call this bikes. Little trick too I can do this properly. I remember how to do it. You get on top of the bikes. I don't remember how to do it exactly, but I remember correctly. You get on top of the bikes. But there's also a good point right here too. If you're watching P3, you can watch junk right over there because they like to go through junk. So this is bikes. This is going to be broken steps. Top broken is going to be right here, all around here. Top bricks, right there, because of the bricks right there. You know, this is going to be top. Now a little trick right here too. Aim your gun, just jump up once, and you won't have to mantle up like you would right here. So yeah. So this is going to be top bricks broken. Top 3 or ACs. Now we used to call this trips. You can call it number 2. You know, these top 2 is 1, 2, or 2, 3, and we'll classify this as 1 basically. It's gonna be clock, a bridge. You know, he's gonna be a bottom bridge. We call this chicken coop because all the chickens are around here. Top chicken coop, bottom chicken, or you know, bottom chicken coop. We call this mid cut right there. And a good little tip for you guys. I'm gonna give you guys the sauce real quick. You could get right here, and you could literally get on this little heady and watch Top Satellite on S&D. It's an absolute beam. I got my shit rocked a couple times. I'm not gonna lie. But that's basically the callouts for Karachi. Now the points, the hard points. P1's gonna be right here. Like I said, P2 is gonna be diner. So I'm gonna show you guys diner real quick. Diner's gonna be back there. That's gonna be P2. P3 is gonna be chicken coop, like past chicken coop, like the market. It's gonna be right along over here. P3. P3 is right there. P4 is gonna be beam, B Street. You know, he's gonna be on B Street. P4 is gonna be right here. P5, like I said earlier, is gonna be back junk over there. Let's go ahead over there now. Like I said, P5 is gonna be back over here. Or junk. And that is the Karachi map. That is the Karachi map. All right, we're on Highrise now. So right off the bat, this map is only on control and S&D. So we call this wood. Right off the bat, we call this wood. Depending on where you're looking at, you call this left side wood or right side wood. We call this over here paint. You know, we call this paint. Right over here. Or you can say right side wood, left side wood, depending on where. Like if you're coming from there, you call it right side wood, or you call it, you know. So you get what I mean. We call this hut right over here. We call this is also A bomb right over here, I believe. It's like right here. Something like that. We call this A bomb though. Sorry. Top heli. Blue right over here. Bottom blue down here. Let's make that clear. Playing S&D, you go on the bottom hop up. Oh! That would have been close. So we call this hop up, or you call this under the map. Like I'm going under the map. You know, you get on top right here, get on the hop up, boom, 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 boom. It's more precisely to do it this way around though, going that way. But yes, so this is a green tarp or green hut. You know, he's using green hut or something. You know, we call this offices or their spawn. I don't know. We don't really have like we don't really play back here, dude. We really don't. So we don't have a call out for this. We call this offices though. You know, right side glass. We call that. This is Main Street right over here. This is elevator 1, elevator 2, so E1, E2. This is top of top propane. We call this right up here. Yo, he's top propane, you know. We'll call that. We call this B bomb, or we call this electric if we're playing you know, control. Top heli, top mid. You know, he's hitting your top mid, like right up here. Top mid. Top 3, we call that up there because you can get up there. Guess we call this top 2 right up here. Orange, you can call that as well. You don't have to call it wood, you call it orange. You can call that red. You know, he's in red building. You know, things like that. Green steps right over here, because people like to camp right here, man. When we're playing for search, people like to camp right there. Call that green steps. Obviously, top heli right here. We call this brick steps or stone steps, because it kind of, I don't know, man. Is that brick or stone? It's stone. Call it stone steps, you know. But that's basically Highrise. Oh, not true. We call this underground. You know, you're hitting underground, not under the map. You're hitting underground. We call this right down here red. Yo, he's hitting your bottom red. Watch your bottom red. You know, call that bottom red. This side, right down here, right over here, we could call it bottom. What is it? like red pipes. You know, he's hitting your red pipes. So difference between bottom red and red pipes. All right, and that is Highrise for the most part. As far as I can remember, that's the call outs that I know. I play, and I basically play CMGs and BPLs all day. But that is Highrise. Let's get right to the class setup. All right, now for the sauciest part of this video, the class setups. All right, so right off with the Rival 9, we're going to be using this class setup right along here. So for the barrel, we're going to be using the Rival C clear shot barrel. For the muzzle, we're using the Purifier muzzle brake. For the underbarrel, we're going to be using the DR6 hand stop. For the stock, we're using the MTZ Marauder stock. And then for the rear grip, we're going to be using the Rival Vice Assault grip. I think that's what it's called, right? Yes. So this gun just got a buff. It literally beams like no other gun before. Like literally, it beams, bro. Gun has no recoil whatsoever. It's literally the new AR in this game. It's nice. It's a nice submachine gun. Very viable. This is what the pros are using as well. So I really recommend using this specific class setup right here. Moving on to the Renetti. Now, this is the class setup I'm using on the Renetti. This is what the pros are using as well. I believe Kenny's using this. Up to Kenny. So you're going to be using for the barrel, you're using the MLX short competition barrel. For the optic, you don't have to use an optic. You literally use iron sights if you guys wish. You know what I'm saying? You use it, but I use an optic because I'm blind as fuck and I can't see. So I use an optic. For the rear grip, you're going to be using the EXF ellipser grip. So basically, any attachment that doesn't add any buffs to the gun itself, but movement is fine. So that is the SMG and the pistol that we need to run in the game. So now, obviously, tactical grenades, tactical and lethal, we run stun and we run either a frag grenade or we can run a Semtex. Now, moving on to field upgrade. Now, this is going to be depending on your role and your perks. So for me, I'm an AR player and I get P2 on Skidrow, so I need to have a trophy with me. So I run a trophy. Now, I know some players, and this is the thing, we're allowed to only have 2 trophies in the game when we're playing CMGs or any ranked player in general. CDL, we're only allowed 2 trophies per team. So I run a trophy. Depending on your role, you might run the only other one available is going to be the Dead Silence. So just depends on your role on the team. Now, the perks. So for submachine gun, I use assault grip or assault gloves because it helps with accuracy and lets me jump and ADS at the same time. It's really nice. This is for submachine guns mainly specifically. Covert sneakers because I don't want people hearing my shit. We're gonna be using EOD padding because I don't like getting hit by grenades. So that's what I'm using for my submachine gun class. That's what I recommend for you guys to use. So moving on to the AR, this is going to be my most knowledgeable one of all. So at the time of this recording, time you guys see this video, the MCW is nerfed. It got nerfed to the ground. Yeah. So this is what I am running now, as of now. Anyways, as of this video, this is what I'm running personally. I'm going to give you guys 2 different class setups for this AR specifically. Now, Cyclone Barrel got nerfed, but it's still pretty fucking good. You can use the Cyclone Barrel. I took off the stock. We're running no stock anymore. No more stocks. Running a Slate Reflector, or you can run an MK3 Reflector. I switch between the 2. My preference is the MK3 though. But yes. So Cyclone Long Barrel, MK3, or Slate Reflector. Now we're running the rear grip, RB Claw PSL grip. So that's what we're using. We used to run the what was it? The Regal Heavy stock. That got nerfed to the absolute ground. We don't use that anymore. We took that out. So now we're using the rear grip. And then now I'm using the muzzle. I'm using the belitted barrel, the belitted muzzle brake. So that's what we're using there. For the underbarrel, I used to use the DR6 hand stop, but for some reason I love the X10 Phantom 5 hand stop. It just feels better. I feel quicker. It just feels nice. So that's what I run. This is what I personally run on CMGs and in BPLs, and what I'm going to be running in ranked. Now, another class setup that I've been seeing, and I gave it a try, and I'm not going to lie, it's kind of gas. It's kind of gas. I haven't seen any of the pros run this so far, but I gave it a try, and I kind of like it. So, this next class setup for the AR, you take off the muzzle, and you put on a stock. You keep everything else the same. Keep everything else the same, the rear grip, the underbarrel, and the Cyclone barrel. You keep it all the same, but the one thing you do change, you take off the muzzle, and you put on a precision, the RB precision heavy stock. Now, this gun beams. It's literally you hold down right and you'll beam. Literally, you'll beam. It has no recoil whatsoever. I'll show you guys that is the recoil pattern. You just hold down right and then left again, and you'll get that recoil control right there. Basically, it beams. It doesn't move. So you guys can give this class setup a try. Again, long cyclone long barrel, the X10 Phantom 5-hand stop for the end of the barrel, MK3 or sight reflector for the optic, RB precision heavy stock, the RB claw PSL grip. That's one class setup. And then again, the other one that I personally use is you just take off the stock and you put on the bulleted brake. And again, the bulleted brake, the class setup that I use, is the recoil pattern for it. So instead of holding down left, you hold instead of holding down right, you hold down left, and you'll get this recoil control. It's a bit more jumpy, but in general, it just feels nicer to me, man. It feels nicer, and you'll get this accuracy right there. Basically the same you'll get right there. A little bit less, but it feels good. So do with what you will with this class setup. You know, play around, take out the muzzle, try a different underbarrel, try the DR6, whatever you want. But this is what I'm using. This is what I recommend. So moving on to the Renetti, again, same thing, same attachments, 3 attachments, MOs. I use a stun for my tactical, and I use obviously a frag or a Suntex for my lethal. I mainly use frag because I like throwing across the map more. Now again, I play AR, so I use a trophy system. Now, I heard people like using the marksman because it gives you more reduced sway and gives you more flinch resistance during ADS. Personally, since I use a trophy, I use quick grip gloves so I can throw a trophy down quicker and I can swap quicker. So that's just my 2 cents on it. You can use whatever you want. Marksman's is good for AR if you're not using a trophy, but if you are using a trophy, I recommend quick grip gloves. It's beautiful. I love it. Obviously, we're using the covert sneakers because I don't want nobody to hear my footsteps, and we're using EOD padding. But that is my class setup. That is the class that I'm using on the submachine gun and the AR, the MCW, ACR, whatever you want to call it. That is what I personally use. So without that being said, with all of this information, enjoy ranked play tomorrow or whenever it gets released. I'm assuming by the time I'm recording this, it is currently January 17th still. It was supposed to release today, but it didn't. I'm guessing it's going to be released tomorrow on the 18th at like 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So with that all being said, enjoy ranked play. You know, practice these callouts, practice these rotations for hard points. You know, hope you guys have a great time. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, enjoy the content so far. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like and a sub. I would really appreciate it. Because at the end of the day, it's free. So, yeah. Peace out, guys.